Hi, Kieran here again. This is a response to a video by Nate. I forget your exact username, Nate, but the link will be below to the video. You mentioned in your video. I like your videos, by the way, Nate. Good stuff. I like your video, this video as well. Basically, you said in the video at some point that you hope some expert utilitarian or consequentialist stumbles across your video. I'm not much of an expert, but as a utilitarian, I guess I have pondered these matters a little. Also a little aside, I am also a vegetarian like you and a moral skeptic like you, or at least like you were a year ago when you were making a few videos. I am a utilitarian, but let me refer to myself as a consequentialist in this video, as we don't really want to worry about what we're trying to maximize too much. Now the main thrust of your video was that you think that utilitarianism, or let's call it, consequentialism. You think consequentialism is quite appealing in most ways, but I think it's got this big kind of flaw, or could be a flaw, that when you do an act, the goodness of an act is based entirely on its consequences, then when you're actually doing an act, you can't actually know all the consequences, so you can't actually know how good an act is, because, well, the example you gave is that if you worked in a soup kitchen and helped homeless person to live rather than die, they could go on to become a mass murderer or a serial killer or something really bad and kill much more people. So, and there's always except that there's always possibility of some remote consequence, or even more remote than that, and even more important than that. So we accept that. Now, pretty much always been a utilitarian, and I have heard this sort of problem, and for some reason I don't see it as a showstopper. Never really worried too much about this problem. So why have I not worried too much about this problem? Trying to jot down a few things here. Basically, I think that I take the view that you just do the thing that's most likely to have the best consequences. So, and that's okay. You can never be really certain of anything. So you just do. You're never going to know how good the act you do is, but you can know as much as you know. You can know. You have your best guess at whether the act is good or not. Think of basically everybody. I think I'm right in saying just about everybody thinks consequences are an ingredient in what makes an act good or bad. So I think I'm right in saying we're all just about agreed that consequences are always, or can be, a part of what makes an act good or bad. So we're all sort of in this same boat, really. I mean, take an example where the consequence is clearly really important, like say a kid's about to fall off a cliff and you're in a position to grab the kid and stop the kid from falling off the cliff. And now you actually, when you do grab the kid, it could go really wrong, couldn't it? I mean, you could both fall off, or you could end up sort of pushing the kid off by mistake or whatever, or someone else could end up falling off the cliff. So you'd have to accept, I think, that in that scenario, the consequences are really important to make what makes the act a good idea, let's say. And clearly the right thing to do is the thing that's got the best chance of saving the kid and keeping you alive. I think we don't have to be consequentialists to sort of accept that. Not really sure what the alternative sort of model is there. Okay, let me give you a little analogy with sort of self-interest. I mean, as well. Imagine you're a tennis player and you decide to adopt some new strategy like serving and volleying or something to make you win matches. Now you're trying to win matches, right? And then you're going to adopt this new strategy. Now that strategy might totally backfire. You might lose more matches now because you've adopted this new strategy of like serving and volleying instead of what you normally do. But that, just because that goes wrong, and you can't be certain whether that strategy is going to help or not, that doesn't like refute the aim that you have of winning matches. And consequentialism just says we're trying to win matches, as it were. And just because you know that you can't be certain, ever be certain what's going to help or what's going to hinder, I don't think it refutes the aim altogether. Obviously, if everything was totally uncertain, there would be no point in acting. It wouldn't be a guide to action at all. But things aren't that uncertain, I don't think. Okay, I mean that's about it. I mean, there's a slight. In my last video, I go on about different sort of moral questions, like is morality about whether you're really a good person or not, or good motivation or good acts. I mean, consequentialism tells us what will be a good act, I guess, in hindsight. But there's also consequentialism doesn't mean that you can't adopt this kind of parallel thing where you think trying your best is praiseworthy or whatever. Basically, you can still say like helping that person in the soup kitchen was praiseworthy, even though it was a bad act. You didn't know that, but there's no sense that the consequentialist has to be like blaming of that person who helped that person in the soup kitchen, because it is helping people in soup kitchens is generally a good strategy for making consequences better for people. Okay, I think your video was about a year ago. You haven't done that many videos since, so I don't know if I will get a reply. But anyway, I wish you all the best, Nate, and hope you at least have a look at this video. Thanks very much. Oh yeah, apologies. I'm trying a new camera here, so the sound may not be so great. So I'm not trying a new camera. I just don't have my normal camera, and I'm using my phone here, I should say. Okay, thanks very much.